Welcome to In Hindsight. My name is Yulwei, and today we're going to take a magical journey into the domain of one of the champs that has been tearing up the VCS server split so far. Dominating the map and team fights, as well as finding unique paths around the rift, 𝗏 has been the most outstanding support champion in our region so far. Let's look at some stats first. 𝗏 currently holds a 76% win rate in 17 games, going 13-4 so far. 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏, and even OPG support 𝗁 are unbeaten on the champion. The 51% presence, 𝗏 is the second most picked support, only trailing behind 𝗀𝗏. Why is this champion so successful in the VCS? With a solid play and win rate, 𝗏 is by no means a stranger to any of the global leagues, but the VCS is the league he likes to sing about most. 𝗏 is a very unique champion. I would argue his is one of the most special champion designs in the game, warping a lot of usual play patterns and offering multiple unique play paths. Everyone who saw the incredible game from 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏 against 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 last week will probably turn their eyes to 𝗏's ultimate, and don't you worry, we are going to focus on Tempered Fate later on in this video. But first off, let's take a look at the other tools in 𝗏's rich arsenal and how they lead to success in the VCS. His passive slow and the Q slow damage and stun offer 𝗏 one of the strongest early trading patterns in the game. As a ranged champion, he is able to control waves and add quite a lot to the bot lane dynamic. In the following clips, we can see how 𝗏 is able to chase down targets and set up his ADC for success. 𝗏𝗏, and to a lesser extent Aphelios, can also fluidly fit into the dynamic combo, either to set up 𝗏 for his chase potential, or to follow up on a 𝗏 play and finish the job. With utility and CC capable ADCs in the meta, 𝗏 thrives from the word go. I don't want to sell his ability to roam and use his chimes to still keep up in level short, as 𝗏 is able to influence the map early and maintain a very high level. On average, 𝗏s in our league are slightly down in gold, but massively ahead in experience at 15 minutes. This video will however not spend too much time on roaming and influencing other lanes, as that, at least conceptually, is not unique to 𝗏. Rather, his two other basic abilities are very much a core part of his exclusive identity. While Q start gives 𝗏 and his lane partner a lot of strength in level 1 traits, W can influence other lanes without 𝗏 having to do anything. As you can see here, 𝗏 places shrines in the mid lane so that Glory on his Zoe can play very aggressively and is able to disregard usual HP concerns. After all, what kind of caretaker wouldn't want his ally healthy? His shrines can also make the natural need to go for chimes easier, as he can just place 3 shrines at his bot laner's turret and wander off for a while to collect his toys. Lastly, his most fascinating and game-altering base ability is his magical journey. This split alone, this ability has helped multiple teams countless of times to disengage from a disadvantageous position or set up ganks through unpassable terrain. 𝗁 used 𝗏 here to get back into the game against 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 after a horrible early game. In this clip, everyone manages to get away from a dangerous looking teamfight around Dragon, while in the next one, Baron's pit is transformed into an easily passable channel. Providing teams with the ability to disengage through walls after taking an otherwise risky objective is one of the most valuable assets VCS 𝗏s have granted to their users. But all that is of course overshadowed by the craziest ability in the game, Tempered Fate. No other ability can alternate every targetable thing on the map. 𝗏's ultimate is infamous for costing his team more than it offers, but when used well, it can be the game-breaking ability. The only thing stopping herald charges, freezing big monster objectives or minions, 𝗏's ultimate leaves everything up to the imagination of the player to shoot for the stars. There is no time to show all different facets of this incredible ability, or even all the facets already displayed in this split. How did the best 𝗏 players in Vietnam use this ultimate in their games? We all know that this region loves to fight all the time. Therefore, every successful champ needs to be capable in one way or another to contribute to the inevitable big team fights that are to occur. There are mostly 2 different ways to temper fate with 𝗏 in teamfights. Alternate the enemies to a horrible fate, or aid your allies towards a brighter future. In the VCS, 𝗏s have prioritized the former, and to a great effect. This ultimate from the best 𝗏 player in the league, Cerberus 𝗁𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, changed the entire fight. He hits 3 members right when 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏𝗏 get into position to fight. With 𝗙ecie𝗰𝗶𝗹𝗀 as well as Divine Judgment already invested to reorganize battle lines, 𝗬𝗂𝗏𝗏 has bought some space for their composition to fight from a safe distance. It is relatively difficult for Cerberus's comp to chase, as many of the engaged tools are down and most of their chems are very low range. Thus, a standoff in this position would favor 𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. But Bard catches 3 chems, putting them in stasis for 2.5 seconds, which gives Cerberus the time to catch up, even while affected by the Braum ultimate, and get their short-range carries into position to attack. This one ability was able to completely change the fight in the favor of Bard's team. In the following clips, the same principle applies. Bard ult gives his team enough time to catch up to the targets and allowing his team to chime in and bring the damage. Of course, this comes with a certain risk. There are some situations in which the Bard ultimate leads to teams overchasing into dangerous flankable positions or underestimating the enemy team's ability to fight back. In this clip, 𝗧 hits a flawless ultimate and 𝗀𝗏 collapses instantly, but Team Secret calls in TPs and 𝗀𝗏 can't get away now, so they lose the fight even though they were set up well by the Caretaker. In this dragon fight, Venus catches out 2 𝗀𝗏 members with another nicely aimed tempered fate. Unfortunately for his team, the 2 champions hit are Lee Sin and Thresh, who are far from the primary targets in a 25-minute full-on 5v5 clash. Magically drawn to the shiny statues of Levi and 𝗧, Team Secret move into a narrow corridor, exposing themselves to a counterattack from 𝗀𝗏 and losing this important teamfight from an even position. Overall, the positive outcomes outweigh the few negative examples though, as catching up to the enemies is one of the main problems of many bruisery champions in the meta right now. Bard can provide them with the necessary time and mobility to get on top of their targets and bite, wrestle or spin them to death. Using your ultimate to set your own teammates into stasis can be quite dangerous and hard to pull off, as the AoE might just hit the aggressor too, ultimately only delaying inevitable death, or worse, leaving the protected in an even more precarious spot. Luckily, Bard is here to stay, and we will have many more opportunities to look for the next evolution in Bard play for the rest of the split. Thank you for joining me on this magical journey through In Hindsight Episode 3, and don't forget to tune in from Friday to Sunday so we can take care of you over at VCS English.